So I got my order from Sharp Blades. My knives came in, so I'm super excited to unbox these. I'm gonna open them up right now, and then I'm gonna head out for the hike. Oh, I got all this Will Fund swag. It's the site that they're sold on. They're just sold on this Will Fund site, but they're actually from the Sharp Blades website. Well, that's some quality packaging there. Okay, cool. Yep, they're nice and thick, so that should work out for no spin really well. Wow. They feel great. I love how thick they are. I think these are gonna be really nice. And they are nice and light too, actually. But they were not cheap, so. But I'm sure these are gonna be worth it. All right, so I'm gonna go outside and try these out right now. When the pandemic first started, I wanted to get outside more, and everything was closed, obviously. So I wanted to. All there was to really do was go outside and hang around outside and do things. So I was trying to find fun things to do with my 14-year-old son and for myself, just fun things for us to do together outside. I ended up buying a boat to go out on Lake Ontario with, and also got an archery set. And we were shooting bow and arrows for a while. I still got those. Should do a video on that. And a few other things. And one of the things that we did was I got some throwing knives. Just ordered some cheap 6-inch throwing knives from Amazon. Thought that would be a fun thing for us to do. And it's the kid from the other day. So we did that for a little while. We were just throwing these little cheap 6-inch throwing knives from Amazon. And we were just spin throwing them just because I had no idea how to throw knives and I didn't look it up. So we were just spin throwing them at trees at a really close distance. And he lost interest in it, and I got totally addicted to it. I still do it, obviously. And then I bought 8-inch knives and then 10-inch knives. I got bigger knives, and I was just spin throwing for a whole year and got pretty good at it, actually, before I even decided to look up a YouTube tutorial. When you search up knife throwing tutorials on YouTube, Adam Saladin's videos come up. Yeah, he's come out with his own line of knives, which are the ones I just unboxed. He's got a whole line of them. These are the latest ones. I didn't even know about no spin technique until I watched his videos. And he's got a bunch of tutorials on how to do no spin. So watched a few of those, went outside, tried it, and that was only maybe 2 or 3 months ago that I started doing no spin. Before that, I was only throwing the knives with spin. So I'm pretty good at spin because I didn't know anything else for about a whole year. And now I'm just starting to, over the last maybe 3 months or so, I've been practicing no spin. Like you've seen, if you've watched any of my other videos, you've seen this little game that I play with myself where I do spin technique for a bit and then I practice no spin for the rest of the time. So anyways, I got these knives that I just unboxed at the beginning of the video, and I'm going to be working with those today for the first time. All right, so I got these guys. It's pretty exciting. It's gonna take a little bit of time to get used to these. Almost stuck the first one. All right. They really get in there. All right, I'm gonna go back a little further. These ones you gotta twist them to get them out. I love these. So these sharp blades knives are fantastic. It only took a little bit of adjustment. They're not really built for spin throws because the end is so narrow. Let's pull one out. The tips are rather narrow. As you can see, it's more of a spike. So a lot of the spin throws that I do, you're holding it from the blade part or the tip. And because it's got such a narrow tip, it's not really ideal for spin throws, but I was able to nail all my distance spin throws. So that's pretty cool. They're more meant for no spin, which they're fantastic for because they're so thick. They have a much better thickness to them, which enables you to glide your finger along them when you release. Yeah, these are great. They're harder to pull out. I'm used to wiggling the knife, but it's hard to just pull them straight out. You either have to twist them or just give them a little bit of a wiggle to open up the hole. Because the tips are not flat, it's just basically a spike. So it just, when it enters the tree, it just makes a hole. But they're fantastic. If you're into knife throwing and you're into it quite a bit, highly recommend these if you're trying to up your no spin game. Enough about throwing knives. Let's look at and see if there's frogs here. You can feel it in the air. There's frogs today. Now the trick is spotting them before you walk up so that you can creep up on them. Oh, I see one. I see one sitting on the edge. See, he's so camouflaged. I'm gonna creep up from behind. Not creepy at all. Nothing creepy about creeping up from behind. I don't know if you can see him there. I find if I creep up all stealthy like, I can sometimes get in really close. Do you see him? Oh my God, there's a huge one over there. Huge. And oh, I can see another one over there too. I don't know if you can see those two. Anyways, I think that's it. We'll keep the frog segment short today. It poured rain last night. Again, we had thunderstorms. We're coming up on fall, so it's just that time of year. Spring and fall in Ontario, we get thunderstorms, but I don't know if it's more in the spring, not really in the fall so much, but because this fall we're getting a ton of thunderstorms. The falls are just raging. All right, so I'm gonna do something I do on occasion. And that's do a little balancing act. Okay, holy shit. The thunderstorms that we had lately really changed the situation in this wooded area. Everything's rearranged. It's like, I feel like someone came into my house and just rearranged all the furniture. So I knew where all these trees were before, and now. Oh, there goes the knives. And I don't know what's solid and what's not. Holy shit. Like a lot of trees fell. If you saw yesterday's video, I went for a tumble. Tried to step on something, on a log, and it totally snapped on me. So I'm up a little bit of a distance here. I don't want that to happen. This is new. This wasn't here before. So I'm gonna give it a bit of a test. See if I can put weight on it. Yeah, I think it's fine. Put some weight on it. This one, I don't know. All right, so this is the balancing act here. So the last time I did this, I didn't have the GoPro, and I walked across this with knives in one hand and my tripod in the other with the camera or my phone. So this time, I have both hands free and watch me fall in. Okay, I'm gonna cheat. Grab hold of something. All right, we'll take a look at the falls over there. I wonder what that red stuff is there. Maybe it's just stained from the rocks. It's just beautiful. Okay, we're gonna modify the walk a little bit today. That's where the frogs are. This is the log I almost killed myself on yesterday. So I gotta be really careful here. It's muddy today, and that's not a pleasant drop right there. Okay, I could go that way, but fantastic knives. I'm gonna have to put some bright tape on these because they're black and super easy to lose. You see how this one just blends right in. I have some bright yellow painter's tape that I'm probably gonna put on the handles just so that they're easy to find in situations where I miss the target and they end up in some leaves or whatever. So I have to try these out on the hard oak. Pine tree. It's okay if the tips get sticky on these because I'm not doing spin throws as much. All right, see how these things fare against the hard oak tree, which is dead. All right, it's been out here for a little while, so I'm not going to take too long at the hard oak today, but I am going to try. I do want to give these new sharp blades knives a good run for this hard oak. Really test out these sharp blades knives. But so far, I threw a couple shots and they're sticking in pretty good. One thing I did notice about these is I thought when I was using the old Amazon knives, the thin ones, I was getting a lot of bounce back. These do also bounce back. I think that's just the way it is. I thought when I got more professional knives that they wouldn't do that, but I think in order for them to not bounce back, they have to be really, really heavy. And you also want these to be built for performance, I would imagine. So having them a little lighter is nice. So I think bounce back is just, if you're throwing at trees in the woods, I think bounce back is just a hard reality that you have to deal with. And you know, you get your knife throwing practice in, but you also get your knife dodging practice in. I go to different spots in the woods and I have a few stations that I throw at, mostly dead trees. This particular dead tree it's a dead oak tree, but the wood is still really hard, so it forces you to throw the knives as straight as possible. If your technique isn't good, it'll bounce off. So I do land or stick a lot of these with the tip, but you'll see they bounce. Sometimes they bounce off, right? So you have to throw it hard enough and straight enough so that they stick into this tree. I don't want to go back to work. I can just sit out here and practice with these all day long. All right, so these knives from Sharp Blades are fantastic. That's my review of them. One thing you should know if you're living in Canada and you want to buy these knives from Sharp Blades, they're not super cheap, but they are professional throwing knives, and they're fantastic. They work great, so they are worth it if you're really into throwing knives. But they were delivered by FedEx to my door last night, and when they arrived, I had to pay $60 for duty because they had to go through customs. I'm pretty sure they come from Europe, but they might have to go through the US. Either way, when they come into Canada, they have to go through customs, and it did cost $60 at the door, which was unexpected. But if you live in Canada, just wanted to make sure you guys know that if you're gonna look into ordering a set of these. But again, well worth it. I've taken way too long of a lunch break, but I have to get back to work, so I'll see you guys later.